My name is Chiara. I am the creator and owner of Hoobynoo. We are a predominantly pet gift company that create pet tags and gifts for pets and pet owners that we create from our own unique illustrations. I personally love YouTube and I love watching other studio vlogs and other business owners. And for the longest time, I've wanted to have my own YouTube channel, but was never really sure what I could offer or why people would want to watch me. We made a few studio vlogs before, and then I think sort of just like gave up quite quickly when we didn't really get any traction. I want to try it again now because I think it's been a really tough time for small business. Our business is going to be 13 years old in April. And this has been the first year where I've really worried if we would actually make it to that birthday. And I've never worried about that before. And I think there's so many studio vlogs on YouTube and so many people that I personally love to watch. I like to see their journey. I like to see the highs and the lows. But I do feel obviously there is a certain, people want to watch nice tidy studios. They want to kind of see positive, encouraging videos about how they might be able to progress their business. But I do think it is important to also show the other side, which is the reality side, where you might look at a business and think, oh my God, wow, they've achieved so much. I wish I was where they are, or I wish I was where they are in their journey, or I wish I was getting X amount of orders a month. And I think it doesn't matter where you are in your journey. There's always somebody that's doing better than you, or the perception is that they are, and you sort of want to strive to achieve that. But I think it's so important to focus more on your own mental well-being and what is right for you specifically, and what is right for you may be very different to the person that you might be looking up to and what their aims and goals are. So our office is not an aesthetic, tidy space, much as I would love it to be. It's just not practical. I mean, as in, we don't have the time to keep it looking all lovely and pretty. I'll flip it around in a minute and you can see the chaos that we're currently living in, and downstairs is also a mess. And I would love to have a beautiful, bright space. Obviously, we've put colour on the walls because I love colour. But I would love for it to be tidy and, but it's just, the day-to-day we just don't have the time. So I'm hoping with these studio vlogs, I don't want them to be depressing or anything like that, but I do think it is important to show the other side, to show the side that it might not always be what it seems from what you perceive the reality to be. And I do think that is really important, because I think with social media and YouTube and things like this now, and TikTok, we are so driven by this need that we have to sort of, keep going all the time, endlessly. And it's just not good for us. So I'm hoping that I can share some of my knowledge, the things that I've learned over the last 12, 13 years, the mistakes that I have made, and there have been many, and maybe things that I wish I'd known at the beginning or done differently. And yeah, I hope you enjoy it. But yeah, I'm going to spin it around now so you can see that it's not all like pretty most of the time. So this is the other end of the office. Now, we did have this lovely Christmas corner all set up, and that did look beautiful because we had doggy photo shoots in here, but we've got all of the wood that we've been cutting out for decorations. We've got this mess in the corner and here, and the desk is all messy, and it's just, yeah. Usually we tidy up after Christmas. I mean, it is Christmas, it is our busiest time of year. So that is part and parcel of it. But I hope you'll find these interesting anyway. And if you do, please like, subscribe, and comment. And I will try my very best to reply to all of the comments. And hopefully you'll get to know me a little bit better. And hopefully I will be able to be consistent with uploading these, because I'm pretty sure I have ADHD. So it's quite a struggle just to get anything done. So taking this step to even record stuff today was quite a mental hurdle. So I'm hoping that I can remain consistent, but whilst not putting too much pressure on myself. As you can see, we rent a studio space. Initially, we worked from home. It was just me packing 1 or 2 orders a week at my kitchen table with my newborn baby. And then the business grew over, I think it was the space of 6 or 7 years before we moved into here. We've been in this retail space for 8 years now. But I think this year that we've had has meant that we are probably going to have to give up the unit space after Christmas and move the business back home because the overheads are just too high to sustain it. Okay, so it is Saturday the 7th of December 2024. I'm in the office on my own because, to my horror, last night at just gone midnight, I realised that there were about 20 orders on Etsy that we had not dispatched on time. Now, this never happens. In the past, we were always really, really good at getting everything out on time. But for some reason this year, it's just felt like a real struggle. So I've come in today to dispatch the things that didn't go out, send them all first class and drop them at the post office so that they would still get to people within the time that they were supposed to be. Haven't eaten anything. This is my breakfast. So I'm just going to crack on with it. So the amount that we pay in rent for our space is actually really reasonable. We are in the southeast of England and our rent is, I think before VAT, it's something like £650. So with the VAT, it's just over £700. And we also pay service charges on top of that. So it's something like £20 for water, £30 for the internet, another £25 for them to take our rubbish away, and then we pay for whatever electric we use. It means that in the winter time we cannot really afford to put the heating on because it would cost a fortune. So that means lots of layers and wearing gloves, and it's not a comfortable environment.
Working on is 12 Days of Mermaids, and today I would like to upload mermaid number 4, which is Celestial, which I have finished. I worked on it on an Instagram live, which you can go and watch. Please do. I haven't opened the file for a couple of days, so I'm going to open the file and kind of finish that. Comment was left on my last video about how I should show more of my drawing and I should do like voiceovers and talk about it, and I'm very grateful for the comments. Thank you so much. I have been thinking about my YouTube channel.
I just wanted to show you guys this. These are little wooden tooth boxes. So this is one of the products we make. So when your puppy loses its teeth, you keep them in there. And we personalise them with the name and the different dog breed. And somebody's ordered one of those today. So that's what's going out. I'm just about to print labels for Christmas decoration because it's obviously Christmas at the moment. And then the other thing that we sell most of the year round are these little pet tags, and that's the sort of basis of our business. And now I'm going to print off all the labels of the orders that we missed, and then I'm going to go and package them up. I'm just watching one of my other people that I like to watch on YouTube.
You might have seen me talk about it on Instagram and Threads. I am potentially going to be slowing down and stopping doing studio vlogs. I don't want that to come as a massive shock.
So let me give you a little bit more background about my business. When I started the business in 2012, I was pregnant with my second child, and I'd been working a part-time job at Waterstones after doing freelance graphic and web design while my son was small. I had found that quite creatively frustrating, and I wanted to create my own designs and my own things that I could feel excited about. So I came up with the idea of creating character jewellery. So these were necklaces with cute little animals and things on them, and all had a character related story. I was accepted to sell on Notonthehighstreet when I launched this business. At that point, I'd only sold a few necklaces to friends and family, and it seemed like such a huge opportunity. It was also quite a lot of money. I think about £750 to join Not on High Street back then, and you could pay it in 2 instalments, which is what I did. And I used the last of the money I had saved from my freelance graphic and web design to join them. It was a risk, but it was definitely one that paid off. The sales the first year were quite small. I have actually done another video on this channel which outlines our growth on Not on the High Street, and how I pivoted our business to become what it is today, which enabled us to grow enough that we would end up in this retail space. It's also worth mentioning that my husband did invest money into the business at the point when we decided we wanted to come into a unit space. At that point, he had started to help me in the business and had been helping me for a couple of years at home, and my mother in law had been helping as well. And when we decided that it was time to grow, he invested some money into the business, which enabled us to go into this unit space and to hire our first employee, which made such a big difference because it meant that I could offload a lot of the tasks that were taking up so much of my time. And that definitely did enable the business to grow. And obviously, had he not been able to do that, I'm not sure whether we would have been able to grow into this space, or we would have had to have looked at possibly a loan or some sort of financing. And I'm not very comfortable with that level of risk. So that was a fortunate thing that we were able to do. But the jewelry was quite successful. We managed to get the jewelry into Liberty's in London after I attended an open call. So that was a huge thing, being stocked in such a prestigious department store. But it was also very eye-opening. They placed a large wholesale order, I think about 200 necklaces. I can't remember, I'd have to check now. But one of the things that shocked me was that they didn't pay for 90 days. If I wanted to be paid sooner, they would take a percentage, almost like a commission, off of what they owed me. And because I couldn't afford to lose any of the money because I'm already selling the jewelry at a wholesale price, which obviously is a lot less than I would sell it normally, I had to wait the 90 days. Now, in times like this, where the economy is so uncertain, if you work with a big retailer and they owe you a lot of money, you could look at the potential that they could go under, and then you would be out that money, which could be enough to finish your business. So it's all things to think about, that the bigger you get and the more you grow, the more risk there is, the more stress there is. So that's kind of the things that I want to talk about in this channel, and I hope it will be helpful. So if you've watched to the end, thank you so much for sticking with me, and please do leave me a comment. I would love to chat with you in the comments.